Welcome to DarkSpace bombing. I'm going to go ahead and update this video from the previous one that I made to give us a higher resolution, and there's been some updates in the game. And these videos were made a couple of years ago. We'll go ahead and click on play. There hasn't been many changes to the bombing aspect of DarkSpace. We are loaded into the beta server, so we're not going to be bothered by players. So we can just look at the logistics of bombing here. On the left hand side, the filters. We'll go ahead and go down to the bottom here and click on frigates. The left hand click. And then we see our bomber frigate. We can left click on that. And then it brings up our bomber frigate on the bottom right hand side. And I just happen to have one in my garage. You can left click on that. That also brings up the bomber frigate. So we can left click on launch at this time. I already have a couple of infantry in the ship. The planet that we're orbiting is AZ. We can left click on infantry. And to load an infantry, we're going to press L. We'll go ahead and unload these infantry so we can show you. To unload infantry on a ship, a friendly ship or an enemy ship or a planet, we can press the U key, or we can click on them individually. To load, we'll click on one that's already on the planet. We'll press L. We can load two of them. So while those are loading, we'll go ahead and explain different things on the ship here. We have our engines. We're looking down here in the bottom left. You see our two engines and our jump drive. And the fuel in the jump drive is 3,500. Of course, this decreases as we jump. To the right of that are our lasers. And you see the little PD letters. These are point defense, and they're turned on. Point defense will automatically shoot at missiles, fighters, bombs, or transport pods that are the enemies and that are around us and within range of the lasers. To turn your point defense on and off, you can hold down the control key and press B as in boy, and it'll turn all the point defense off or on your lasers. To turn them on or off individually, you can go ahead and left click on your laser, and in the bottom right you'll see auto point defense, and you can left click and it'll turn on your point defense for that one laser. And to the right of that are our MERV bombs, and we have 2 bays of MERV bombs. We have 12 bombs per bay, and that is full. Can't get any more than that. You can press B while targeting an enemy structure to launch your bombs, and it'll launch all of your bombs. It'll launch both bays at the same time, and you can do that 12 times. To launch each bay individually, you can either click on the individual bomb bays, or you can preset your own numbers to launch them one at a time. And to do that, we're going to left click on one of the bomb bays, and we're going to number it, we'll say 3, and then left click on the other one, and you're just going to press the number 4. And that's all you have to do. And then to the right of that, we have our standard armor, which is represented by these green rings around your ship. And you see you have a couple of extra ones in the front here, and then 2 that go all the way around your ship. As you take damage, these rings will turn color from the green shade to a shade of red, and then eventually, as the armor is completely depleted, these rings will disappear completely, and then your hull will be exposed and you'll start taking hull damage. And to scroll the camera in and out, we're just going to use our mouse wheel to scroll in and out. To the right and on the top of our armor rings, we have ECM, which decreases the signature on your ship, which can be seen on the bottom left side here. Signature is 2.3. If we decrease this to 0, enemy ships in our area will have a difficult time being able to lock onto our ship. But if you decrease your own signature, you're also decreasing their signature and any other ships or objects in the area. So you need to use this wisely. We'll go ahead and activate it. If you see our signature down here is 2.3. And you can either click on them individually, right click, and we'll go ahead and turn that off, or you can press the hotkey, which in this case is the letter M. If we hit M, it'll activate all of our ECM, except for that one we had turned off and turned off. It's recharging. Now our signature went from 2.3 to negative 4.5, so we're pretty much invisible. Then we'll go ahead and turn them back off, and we can orbit the planet, orbit a friendly planet that has resources and technology. We can left click on the ECM and you can change it out. You can't change everything out, like this is the scanner here, and we can't change the scanner out with anything. The ECM we can change out with different ECMs and with ECCMs, which ECCM increases your signature and the enemy signature. I'm not going to go into detail on all these different ones, but you can take a look at them on your own time. Okay, and the letter K will activate our scanner. Well, of course you can right click on that and it'll activate it. And we're going to jump out here. Let me see. Okay, this is the planet we're going to be bombing here. It's a neutral planet. We're going to go into our nav screen by hitting the F2 key, and we're going to scroll in. And we're going to jump about 2,000 GU out from Wolf 2B. So, let's see, 1102. Okay, 3102. And I'm holding down the control key and left clicking on the map. And that's going to give us a manual target on the map for us to jump to. Otherwise, if you left click on a planet or a home gate or a star, an item, a ship, if you just left click on it, you can hit the J key and jump straight to it. To manually target an area in space, again, you're going to hold down the control key and then let go of the control key, and there's our target. Now we're going to get out of the nav screen. We have a nice white line, which means there's no obstructions in the way to this jump point. If something was in the way, we would see a red blinking line, which means that if we jump, we're going to run into a planet. You can also run into asteroids and stars. Home gates will show up as a blinking red light. Home gates you won't die if you run into, but a planet, asteroid, star, you'll die. So, of course, you want to avoid that. So, again, manually targeting out in space. We're going to hit F2 to get out of our nav screen, and we'll explain the nav screen in another video tutorial. We're going to hit our J key to jump on out. Our ship's going to turn, and we jump. Short little jump. Okay, we're going to find Wolf 2B. Where is she? There she is. Alright, didn't really get as far as I was hoping. Okay, that's okay. Alright, so we're going to turn our scanner back off here. I'm going to show you how the scanner works. We are about 900 GU away from the planet. In the bottom left here is our velocity, our speed. The up and down arrow keys will increase and decrease our speed. Our energy is 87.5. If you run out of energy, your weapons will not, or your jump drive will not recharge. So you need energy to be able to fight and to jump. And if you are the faction Cluth, you need energy to keep a low signature while you are cloaked, and you need energy to cloak to make yourself invisible. So it's pretty important to keep energy at all times. And the way that you can do this is by presetting all of your weapons if you're in a bigger ship, and firing certain groups of weapons at a time instead of hitting your spacebar and firing all your weapons at once. And by decreasing your speed, you increase your energy. And also on the bottom left is our hull, and we're at 100%. Okay, so we're now coming up on 1100 GU away from the planet. And as you can see, we can see our friendly heavy infantry on the planet, but we can't see anything else. If we hit our K key, K is in kilo. It's funny I should say kilo, huh? Okay, hit your K key, and all the enemy structures now appear on the planet. And we're going to turn towards the planet. We're going to increase our speed a little bit. We'll say 16.16 GU. Or no, not GU. Sorry, 16. Okay. Now we're going to left click on a structure. Our jump drive has been disabled because we're in range of an interdictor base, which just happens to be on this planet. So we're going to target the power, the energy on this planet, which is going to stop the barracks from creating infantry. It's going to stop the structures from working. We're going to hit the number 3 key and the number 4. Remember, we presetted those for our bombs. We're going to decrease our speed to 0, and we're just going to watch our bombs come in and hit the structure. And this is our target right here, the variance generator. And here come our bombs. Perfect hit. Okay, and in the bottom right hand corner, we'll see the variance generator is selected, and the damage is now 15. So go ahead and hit our B key. B is in Bravo, and this is going to launch both of our bombs at the same time. We can also select another target and hit the B key, and it's going to launch bombs at that as well. And you can target as many structures as you want, and you'll see our bombs are now down to 8 from 12, so we are running out of bombs, and the damage is now at 14%. Here's the dome. When you look in the bottom right hand corner, for some reason the damage is not showing up. Oh, there we go. Sometimes the server is a little bit slow. Well, the server's not slow, it's the player connection to the server, I guess. So that is bombing in a nutshell. You can continue bombing until you destroy the target, until you destroy the structure. Destroying different structures on the planets will stop the planet from doing different things like producing power or food or habitation. And you destroy one thing, it in turn affects another thing. You can also target enemy infantry on the planet, which there are none on this planet for me to show you. And while we're close to the planet, you'll see in the center bottom here, capturing Wolf 2B 9.1%. The more friendly ships that are around the planet, the quicker this will increase and the quicker you will capture the planet. Or you can bomb all the infantry and all the barracks, or destroy all the power, and the power will stop the barracks from creating troops, and then you can unload your troops onto the planet. And we're close enough and we can press the U key, and this will unload our transport pod with our infantry in it onto the planet. And then you unload all your infantry onto the planet, and eventually the planet will get captured by your faction. So that's it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching, and look for other videos on DarkSpace.